Hi. Now that you've read about different learning styles and the different types of classes we have here at Kish, I want to give you an inside look at the most important document that will be incorporated into every class you take in college. And that document is called a syllabus. For every class you take, your instructor will design a syllabus that will tell you everything that you need to know about that particular class. I recommend students look at each of their class syllabi at least once a week to stay on track. In a moment, I'm going to share my screen with you and walk you through a sample of a class syllabus. Yours won't be exactly the same, but the categories of information will be. So this will give you a good idea of what to expect. Let me share my screen. Let's take a look at a sample course syllabus. So at the top, it will give the course name, as well as the section number, how many credits the course is worth, and the dates that it runs. The next is the section meeting information. It'll tell you if it's a face-to-face course, an online course, a flex course, along with any days or times or room numbers that's associated with that. The next category is faculty contact information. It's the best way that you will know how to reach that particular professor. Some might prefer email. Some might prefer office hours, but this category will tell you exactly how to contact that particular professor. Course description will let you know a little bit more about your course and the goals and outcomes that you expect to learn. Required student materials. If there's a particular textbook or an ebook, articles, or even a disc that is required for your course, this is where it will be found. Next, student learning outcomes. This is simply a list of different things, again, as a student, you can expect to learn and take away from this particular class. A topical course outline is just a very brief look at some of the topics that will be covered in your course. This is a super important part, the tentative course schedule. For me and any class that I teach or take, this is what I go to every day to make sure I'm on track. Every course schedule will look a little different for every class, so pay particular attention to this on each of your class syllabi. It should give the days, the dates, the weeks, any readings, topics, and the work assignments or what is due on that particular day. So you'll want to go through this part of the syllabi very carefully to help you stay on track. Next is the student grading, assessment, and evaluation. Every student wants to know, what do I have to do for this class to get a good grade? This is a part on your syllabus that will tell you that. It'll tell you the criteria. Are there particular assignments or quizzes? For this particular sample, there's exercises and journal entries of the week, an activity, and a final project. The grade breakdown will tell you how many points each of those assignments or tests are worth. And it'll tell you the breakdown of points, just so you can get the grade that you want and how you can stay on track. It'll give the percentages of what's an A, B, C, D, or failing, so that you should always know what your current grade is in that class. If you don't know, ask your instructor. The next part of the syllabus is course policies. And every instructor has a different policy for what we call active pursuit policy. That means how well are you pursuing the course? How well are you involved? Or how much are you turning in assignments? So you want to make sure to read this very carefully. For the sample, there's no active pursuit policy, but for your real course syllabus, there will be one for sure. As well as the instructor's makeup policy for any makeup work, if they allow that. And also an attendance policy, again, if that's something that that instructor has. Kishwaukee College policies and resources, that's the next category. And this is a link that will take you right to the college's policies and resources. Things like academic honesty or dishonesty and consequences of certain student behaviors. Disability services is always listed on the end of every course syllabus. It tells you how to get in contact with them in case you have a documented disability that requires an accommodation in a course. Online success support. If you click on this link, it will take you to some tutorials on how to navigate through an online course. So that's really important to know about. Important dates and deadlines. This is specific to the Kishwaukee College academic calendar. And so dates of when final exams are, or dates when a payment is due for a tuition bill. It's always up to date. So click on the link to find out that information. And then finally, our equity statement. So I will stop sharing my screen. And again, I hope this gives you just a little bit of insight into what a course syllabus is.